the worst movie adaptations in cinema history. Join us from the back row as we delve into 5 of the worst movie adaptations in cinema history. These movies were critically and commercially considered flops and failures, although some have since become cult favorites. I included an example, where possible, of a better movie adaptation, although some are just as bad. Let's start with one of the worst. Please take a moment and support our channel. Always appreciated. Now on with the show. Our first awful selection is based on a classic novel, The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. The reasons are many, but mainly the movie significantly altered the source material, turning the somber Puritan tale into a melodramatic romance with an oddly upbeat Hollywood-type ending. The critics lambasted the film for its historical inaccuracies, over-sexualization, and lack of fidelity to Hawthorne's themes. Perhaps too tame for modern audiences, more used to shows like Melrose Place. The public stayed away too. It turned out to be a major box office failure and a Razzie-nominated embarrassment for Demi Moore, who was coming off a blockbuster the film before. Either way, best forgotten. Personally, we like her better in the trashy movies here from the back row. Oops, sorry to digress, folks. Back to the topic. So, without a doubt, we can say the 1926 silent movie adaptation, starring Lillian Gish, was brilliant and worth a watch if you can find it on YouTube. It is considered an exceptional film adaptation of Nathaniel Hawthorne's 1850 novel. The American Film Institute nominated the film as one of the most passionate movies ever made. Some say it's one of the best silent films ever made and one of the best book-to-movie adaptations to film. Now we dive into another starring one of Hollywood's golden boys. Good thing this one was soon forgotten. Based on The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Starring Robert Redford and Mia Farrow. Screenplay by Francis Coppola. Yeah, the guy who did the Godfather movies. So why did it fail despite a strong cast? Seems the movie lacked the emotional depth and energy of the novel, making it feel flat and uninspired. So, just another handsome guy and pretty lady collecting a paycheck. Can't say we blame them with this turkey. Overall, critics found it visually beautiful but narratively dull. The film was considered slow-moving and lacked the tension and dramatic build-up that characterized Fitzgerald's writing style. It was not a financial failure, as it earned $25 million with a $6 million budget, but it wasn't a blockbuster. 1974 was a stellar year for the movies, with Chinatown, The Godfather 2, and Earthquake electrifying the movie audiences. By comparison, the 2013 version of The Great Gatsby by Baz Luhrmann, which, while also divisive, was praised for its energy and boldness. Leo played Gatsby more as an eccentric playboy, while Redford more of the shy war veteran infatuated with Daisy. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire, this version has Leo basically coming off like his Wolf of Wall Street character, only 85 years earlier. Funny how both these movies came out in 2013. So, is the newer one better? Not necessarily so, just different. It really depends on how you like your eggs scrambled. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Both are okay, just not worth repeated viewings. So say we from the back row. Go watch Wolf for the 5th time, like we have. Both were snoozers, so we will pass on them from here in the back row. Now for one that had fans frothing at the bit, but left them spitting up their popcorn. Based on The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. This movie is widely considered a failure because it struggled to translate the book's unique, fast-paced, and subtle humor to the screen, leaving many critics and fans feeling that the film was too diluted, lacked the core wit of the source material, and failed to capture the essence of the story's absurdity, despite having a strong cast and potential. Many also found the plot too convoluted and the pacing too slow compared to the book's rapid-fire jokes. Although some appreciated the visual elements and performances, most reviewers found the film to be disappointing and lacking the essential comedic punch of the book. We couldn't agree more from the back row. A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. The 2018 adaptation of A Wrinkle in Time, directed by Ava DuVernay, was widely considered a disappointment despite its high-profile cast, big budget, and source material's popularity. If a talk show host is your lead, your movie is in trouble. Visually stunning, but narratively hollow, the movie failed to capture the heart and complexity of the book. The back row says pass. Unless you have a couple of hours to kill while waiting for the dog to dry. Yeah, maybe stream it or read the book again. Much better. Our next offering from the back row is 2004's Ella Enchanted, starring the lovely and talented Anne Hathaway. But even she couldn't save this convoluted mess. Also starring Hugh Dancy and Carrie Elwes. The movie is based on Gail Carson Levine's beloved 1997 novel, but the film received mostly mixed reviews and was heavily criticized for its changes to the source material and addition of new characters. From the very beginning, the film's primary dysfunction is that it can't decide exactly how smarmy or adorably postmodern it wants to be. We've got Lucinda as a fairy with a drinking problem, jokey scenes that reference shopping malls and Pottery Barn, and occasionally weird crude humor more fitting for a Rodney Dangerfield movie. So we say no way, Jose, from the back row. Let us move on to the final bad adaptation of a popular novel made into a ramshackled mess. Dune, 1984, based on the novel by Frank Herbert. The 1984 Dune film is widely considered a failure primarily because it struggled to effectively adapt the complex plot and rich world of Frank Herbert's novel into a cohesive movie, resulting in a rushed, confusing narrative with inconsistent pacing, poor special effects in some areas, and a lack of depth in character development, despite impressive visuals. The director, David Lynch, took creative liberties with the source material, making changes to characters and story details, perhaps trying too hard to tell the intricate story in 2 hours. In respect to the movie, it has gained a cult following, although it was a critical and commercial failure upon release. So, maybe not that bad after all. So, from the back row, we suggest the more recent Dune remake from 2021. Denis Villeneuve's Dune Part 1, 2021, is widely regarded as the best adaptation. It combines modern filmmaking techniques with respect for Herbert's source material, offering an immersive and visually stunning experience. However, some fans of Lynch's Dune still cherish its quirky charm and bold vision. So, thanks for watching, and look forward to our next video where we cover the 10 of the cringiest movies ever made. So long from the back row. Thanks.